have a what if plan? What if? What if somebody goes on holidays? What if somebody leaves? What if somebody gets sick? What if somebody passes away? There are so many intricacies to what you do in your business as a leader, or the people and what they do inside your business. So many intricacies, so many details, so many facts, so many actions, so many systems. The question is, what do you do if there's not a person to carry them out? Do you have a what if plan? Welcome to JTInTheRaw, show 273, where I chew the thin on business, and after 33 years now, 33 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. First up, I want to give a heartfelt thanks to everybody who sent me a message about my mum passing away. Thank you so much. That meant so much that gave me a lot of strength. I got to say, it gave me a lot of strength. And I'm so grateful for all of that Facebook love. Grateful for all the people that came yesterday to her funeral. Thank you, Uncle Owen, for being there. We really appreciate it as a family, all the support and love that we got from all over the globe. So thank you. But with Mum's passing, I've gone into her business, and as a leader, I've started to see some things that kind of surprised me a little bit. And some of those things that surprised me is how much people don't know. I've also been talking this week to a couple of clients, and they were telling me how staff members had gone on holidays, or a couple of them had staff that were in isolation, and all of a sudden sales just stopped and dropped off a cliff. And the more I thought about it, the more I got thinking is that, do you have a what if plan? What is the plan if something changes in the workplace? Good morning, Dory. Great seeing you. Good morning, Jamie. Great having you on board as well. What happens if what we know shifts in some way, shape or form? What is the plan when your best salesperson takes 2 weeks vacation? What is the plan when your marketing manager goes on holidays? What is your plan when you lose your number one person? What is that plan? In the example that I was going to give you is Mum's business. She was the only signatory on checks. Yes, some people still write checks, but she was the only signatory on checks. She actually had a password to get into the rental bond board that no one else knew. Who knew? And there are a couple of other things that we've discovered this week that she knew, but no one else knew. And it's interesting because we talk about Robert Gerber talks about in his book, The E-Myth, how important systems are and systemization in our business. Because what systems do is allow us not to rely on the personality. It helps us rely on the system in the business. So, systems, yes, are great. The problem is, do people know the systems? And what I'm seeing a lot at the moment in business is with key people leaving the business, either because they're in ISO, so they're away for a week, they're on vacation here in Australia because of summer, or they're actually leaving the job. Owners, managers, leaders are being left in the lurch. And I think the reason behind that is we work so hard in our business every day getting things done that we actually don't take the time to work on the business. Now, generally when we say on the business, we're thinking about the strategy and the development to take it from there to there. But what I'm talking about in this instance of working on the business is ensuring we have that what if plan. I remember when I was in my early days of owning a gym, I had a mentor, Will Phillips, and Will was great. He taught us a lot about business development and growing our business. And one of the things he always said is, what happens if you get hit by a bus? What would happen to your business if you got hit by a bus? Now that is an incredibly morbid thought, I might add. But when you bust your butt for years to get your business up and running, to turn your dream into a reality, and something happens, something unforeseen happens, what is the protection? Sure, we can have legal protection. We can have key person insurance. Do you have key person insurance? There is a good question for you. Do you have key person insurance? You can have that. You can have your own personal insurances, yes. But what about actually the operations of the business? Because you know it, or your best salesperson knows it, or your best operations manager knows it, or your best service manager knows it. But the question is, have they taught others? What is your what if plan? So the three areas I think we've really got to be thinking about. Braxy, good morning. Mike Anderson, good morning. Mira, good morning. Great having so many people on board on my comeback show for 2022. So your plan. First of all, what is your plan? Second of all, who's going to do the job? Third of all, how does someone do the job? And we talked about Michael Gerber's book, The E-Myth, with the systems. So if you've got the systems in place, that's going to make it a lot easier for who does the job, or how someone does the job. But what does it actually look like for who? And what is that plan? Interestingly enough, business never gets easy. Never gets easy. We think we're ahead, and then we get thrown a curveball. We think we're doing all right, and then we go into a lockdown somewhere in the world. We think we're doing all right, and our best person leaves. We think we're doing all right, and something happens. But what happens if that thing happens and you already have a plan? Your business does not skip a beat. Your department does not skip a beat. Your team does not skip a beat. We see this a lot in sporting teams. So in many sporting teams, pre-COVID, there was a group of players, and if somebody got injured or somebody got ill, we could simply substitute a player in, and because they're part of the network, because they're part of the club, they know exactly what to do. We would see this at Norse. Our first grade and our second grade team would train together. So if one player dropped out, the next player came in and they knew all the plays. They knew what to do. Interestingly enough, if we look at the BBL, the cricket here domestically in Australia at the moment, COVID's rampaging. And so there are players out, and they're bringing players in who have never played before. They've never played with the other players. They don't know the game plan. They don't know the strategy. And so as a result, teams are losing. So it doesn't matter whether we're talking about sport or we're talking about business, or indeed we're talking about life. You know, if I was to get hit by a bus tomorrow, my wife would not know how to get into my bank account. She doesn't know my passwords. And that's a strange kind of thing to think about, isn't it? What if? What if something happens? Let's get ourselves organised for what if happens at our business, and what if happens in our life. What protection do we have? How can someone continue your legacy as a leader, your legacy as a parent, your legacy as a partner? What can they do? Sit down and have that conversation. What if this happens? I hope today stirs up some emotions for you. I hope today stirs up some thoughts for you. I hope today stirs up some actions for you. Some what if actions. What happens if, and you go away and start to think about what is your plan, how is that plan carried out, and who is that plan being carried out by? Because you've worked so hard in work and in life. Don't let it go to waste. Make sure someone's there to carry on. If you got any value out of the show, as always, I'd love you to hit me up with a love heart now, whether you're watching live or on replay, or hit the share button or tag anybody in the comments below. Tag them or share, whatever suits you. Once again, thanks everybody for that love over the last couple of weeks with the passing of my mum. I really am very grateful for that. Back on track now, work-wise, back on track. JTInTheRaw every single week, same time, same place. I'll catch you on the flip side.